Hey folks, this is Brian with another Far Horizons update. I think I'll be able to do most of this with Dylan's personal log. Okay, Dylan's personal log. Begin. The Rub al Khali, I said that right, mining district is a Bechtel operation where our target, that's where he was checking stuff out. Apparently there was an accident there about 8 months ago. There's some video of Bechtel miners with a body. The bone's been exposed. The fingertips are showing. They have an odd gait and they're kind of unkempt. So we're calling these guys zombies. We asked Scott for help in IDing the plates and a facial ID from this video. And then we decide to head out to the MER site. We go back to our apartment, develop a plan. The idea is to take our ATV, or take an ATV with a desert modification, get on the mag lift, and take that out to the RAK, the Rub al Khali mining district, the RAK, the rack, take out the rack, to recon the area. We check again on hacking the target's apartment security. Nothing's going on here. There's this new religious following. Something seems familiar to me, but I can't quite put my finger on it. The van that was on the security was destroyed at the riot that happened in the park. The face recognition comes back as a Bechtel Rub al Khali mining district employee named Jack Randolph. Government has increased the security at the mag lift. So we tried to hack the video security for that in order to try and track Jack, but we weren't able to find anything. Scott calls us in. He offers us a standard mission fee of 50,000 credits with a 25,000 credit bonus, with the expectation that we do not shoot up a bunch of Bechtel employees. The Unity government, however, has been delaying permission documents. There's a guy, Frank Johnson. He's an ambassador that Balthazar, our new doc, he has a contact with him. Maybe he can help expedite the processing. Our cover is that we want to go out as a xenobotany research group. We have dinner with the ambassador and his wife, Maureen, and he agrees to help us. He says it will take him a couple of days. So we go back to ASL, Q branch, and get outfitted. They have still suits that have countermeasures built into them to counter Corellian sensors, kind of like the comm stuff we had. You get these IR mini lenses with desert goggles and an IR projector. An electromonocular kind of thing, updated comm units. Some of this TDX explosive is weird. When it explodes, the concussion goes out perpendicular to the gravitational fields. So it's kind of cool. So if you blew it in front of you, it would just blow everybody off the kneecaps, kind of thing. We get a bunch of these decomposition tablets. Nobody's going to survive this thing. I myself get a heavy blast pistol, shield belt, contragrav harness, and 100 rounds of armor-piercing discarding sabot rounds for the Gauss rifle. I don't need any explosive stuff with what we're doing here. And the ambassador tells us that there's this young woman, girl, Susan Chapman, who's gone missing. She's the daughter of a friend of a friend. And he's asked us to keep an eye open for her during our investigations. Apparently, she got involved in this new religious denomination, and they are preying on the impressionable population. So this new religion is unlike any religious philosophy that I've heard of. It's a complete mess. It's like the ravings of a madman kind of thing. It almost looks like it might be an alien philosophy. I'm not sure if they're trying to worship some kind of being, maybe some kind of communal us, or something else entirely different. Can't quite figure that out. So we get our stuff on the mag lift, head out to the desert. After we leave the mag lift station, we're heading out into the deep desert, out towards where the Bechtel mine is. Come across this post in the middle of the desert. So we start digging it out, and on this post is a body attached. It's got four wings, an upper pair and a lower pair, that are built out of wood and fabric from uniforms and stuff. The body's been completely modified. All the fingers are short a digit, and they've been attached so they're like three-fingered claw kind of stuff. The nose is missing. There's a wooden spike in its place. Oh, it's just horrible, horrible things they did to this poor man. I have seen these four-winged kind of figures before. Back in the cave paintings on the Bug Planet, there were some of these little four-winged figures in some of those recordings I have of that. Oh, do notice on the guy's uniform, enough of the materials left, MIN something and B something, like mining facility Bechtel. That's what we were thinking. We do take a dental scan of the body to try to get him identified later, and take videos and video and stuff. It takes us a few days of traveling. One night, Balthasar the dog is on watch, and he freaks out thinking he saw a four-winged bug thing flying outside. So we go look. We don't see anything. The next night, Tindo's on watch. He thinks he heard something, so we all go outside. We look around the AFV, but there was in fact something on top of the AFV. But we shoot at it, miss, and it bounds off. Probably some kind of desert bear, from what we were able to tell. As we get closer to the mining camp, we do find an unmarked cavern, so we know we got a place we can hide if we need to, and we kind of stash the AFV there. And then we get out to a dune where we can oversee the mining thing and start, looking around. There are a number of burned out vehicles. All the buildings seem to be destroyed in some form or fashion. It looks like a war zone, except there are no bodies around. Rexsense has drone over to take a look. One of the trucks has the hood pulled up and the engine's destroyed. But we don't see anybody. So we get into the AFE and we drive around. There's a number of buildings. One of them is an administrative building, so we go in there and trying to hack into the system. Now, Rex has an actual jack, so he plugs into this system here, and from what we're seeing, the network is like flipping on and off, and it's swapping from a regular OS to something else completely different. The visual representation we get out of the screens is black to white and then a red light kind of thing. Rex tells us that he sees something. To him, it looks like a 6-foot tall praying mantis creature with a metallic bracelet. Afterwards, we're discussing things. It does look somewhat like some of the cave paintings that I've seen from the Bechtel, from the Bug Planet, but it is more mannish looking. We try to communicate, but we just get back, even just on the computer monitor screen, hello, hi, that kind of stuff. And we get some stuff back, but these text fonts that come back aren't normal font stuff. In fact, it reminds me of that Forerunner language that we saw above the doors back at the villa. Okay, so this praying mantis creature attacks Rex, tries to eat him, so he jacks himself out. He gets the impression that it's ancient, mad, and trying to expand. So as we're just doing normal hacking kind of stuff, there is someone or something that is attempting to rewrite the OS for the place here into something else. We decide what we need to do is just shut the power down. So we shut it off here to the administrative building. Rex takes a spy drone and he's tracking an EM signal. It's coming from a sub panel out in the mechanical yard. And there's all kinds of debris that's been pushed up against the walls. But inside the mechanical building is, in a central area, something that looks kind of like a starship under construction. So we get the APC and we bring it around to establish an armored fighting position. And out front there is another vehicle. Looks like it got torn apart by something. And the first thing I thought of was a giant praying mantis. Hack and shred kind of stuff. Because I think, with what I've seen with Maliki and all this stuff, who knows what or who is doing stuff here. So I'm starting to freak out now. We pull to the mechanical yard, send the drone to find the main power line to the building. The ship has more of these zombies that are working on it. And they've got metal bits attached to them with like hooks and such, so they can just scramble up the frame of the thing. But all of the sub panels in this building are tapped into the construction of the ship. We do find the main power lines coming, it's underground, but it comes up at a certain juncture box. We do notice that some of the zombies aren't being used. They're just like walking in circles or holding their head or just standing there. So we decide we're going to blow the power line of the main juncture box with some TDX. Turns out we used too much. Boom! The whole building shakes. Part of the wall starts to collapse. We send the drone to see what's going on. 2 guys in combat body armor come popping out the back. Bechtel Mining Division. And I take them out. 9 more guys run off to the mine shaft, which is another part of the yard. And then 2 mining vehicles come out of the building after us. in the vehicle yards, another APC is surrounded by these torn up vehicles. We can assume they were attacked by these mining vehicles. So the drone shows us there are 4 guys attempting to repair the power lines. Doc checks out the guys in the combat body armor while I cover the garage. We decide to just go ahead and storm the place. So we enter with a flashbang and start opening fire on these repair guys. They're all zombies and they all move to attack us. So we back out of the doors, try to set up a perimeter fire kind of thing, choke point, and just auto fire, just start spraying. Rex throws in a sleep grenade, but it hit the stupid door and bounced back. The area is full of sleep gas. I go out. Apparently, a bunch of the zombies go out. They tell me this afterwards. All kind of shenanigans going on. They dispatched all the zombies that were in the sleep gas. One of the mining vehicles shows up and attempts to ram into us, and but it misses terribly. Rex tries to take out the driver but misses. The doc, Balthazar, tries to drag me out of the way, but Rex finally gets the driver and disables the vehicle. So we go in and investigate the ship. It's got all these different control services and stuff, and we can see some alphabet type symbology everywhere. Again, it's akin to this Forerunner symbology that I've seen. The drone detects a comm signal from the barracks areas to a satellite. The residences, there we go. It seems to be uploading mining configuration stuff. And then the refinery is downloading mineral formulas. We have the drone backtrack through the refining process. In project are these sheets of metal, like you expect for a starship hull, only they're very thin compared to what you would expect. There are 2 zombies in that control area in the refinery. We try to investigate some computer terminals by avoiding the zombies and then jacking in. We find that the processing system for smelting has been changed over time. So this is not normal stuff that's coming out. So we then proceed over to the residences where we're able to, using the drone, our own sensors and stuff, we can see a guy who's obviously not a zombie. He's at a computer terminal with 2 other computers. He's got a blast rifle. He's wearing combat armor, though his helmet's off. And he has some kind of metal band circlet on his head. So we tried to figure out, what should we do to get this guy out. The idea is we gas the room below him, so it's full of sleep gas, and then from the room above, blast a circle around where he is, so that we blast the floor around him and he falls down into it. That's the idea, right? But as I'm in the room above, I'm coming out just to watch him from the window. I trip getting out the window. I'm not ready to contragrav. It starts spinning. Once I stabilize myself against the wall, I'm looking into a room and I see a guy running across the room. So I fire. Turns out it was Rex. It's the room below him. So the things we do. But we end up at that point just throwing sleep grenades into his room. The guy's unconscious on the ground. His circlet fell off. Rex gets in there and hacks into the system and begins to delete the data that has been set up to the satellite. And then we capture information. This is not a Unity comm satellite. This is a Bechtel satellite. And it's relaying information to a ship that's just monitoring the data up there. So we try to strip it down, and then delete it. Man, oh man. Oh, we did use a whole slew of those body dissolving tablets. No bodies left here at all. That mine accident must have taken them all out. Dylnn out.